Fire away whenever you are ready.
Okay. Not too much of a recap. Where last we left off, you guys had made your way into this mysterious castle that had been floating above this cavern, this bowl in the middle of this chamber of Undermountain. Thanks to Pant's new sword, Tirulai, and a fly spell, he was able to ferret all of you towards the castle. And as you got closer and closer, you found that the castle suddenly exponentially grew in your view, to suggest this wasn't some toy castle floating above a cavern, but a real life-size castle. You conjured it up to some interesting illusion as you made your way from the battlements down into the castle proper. You have found a number of guest rooms and interesting alchemical locations, and among a fairly large homunculus, and have easily surmised that this is the castle that belongs to a mage by the name of Madgoth. While exploring around the castle, you have also found a wizard who was trapped in a big mouth Billy bass, a big mouth Billy octobass,
Can't stress that enough.
hmm who introduced himself as Zartum. He claimed that he was trapped in there by Madgoth because he failed to impress him, and he promptly made his way out once he was freed. You continued to explore and found this room that contained first a trapdoor that Julie had triggered, one below you, I should say, as well as a number of records on prominent spellcasters. You found records on both Kay and Treverin, as well as a record on a mage of Treverin's past, Kentaris. You took the time to rest and recuperate within this cloakroom that contained various different hoods, cloaks, robes, that sort of thing, each with tears or burn marks or bloodstains or scratches or any manner of things. After the rest, you found a gigantic pile of rainbow-colored shit outside your door. Upon closer inspection, it appeared to be some sort of illusion. You heard a brief giggling noise somewhere within the castle that you could not originate where. That's where we left off.
Rainbow shit.
Rainbow shit is where we left off. The illusion has since dispelled, though.
Do you ever figure out what caused it? I can't remember.
Nope. You know,
A
it was
fey
some
creature.
sort of fey creature. That's about the extent of it.
Okay. So do we want to go check the room out with the snoring whatever in it?
If we do, I suggest we be very careful.
I'll let the dwarf go first.
Oh, well, is Julie with us?
Might be AFK, I'm not sure.
If he is...
Panty boy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
We're
Yeah,
going to go.
Oh, no, I get it. I'm there. I'll take the set.
Is the door locked?
The door is not locked. There is a platinum coin wedged into it, actually. And as I said once before, the store does have a stained glass M worked into its design. You can hear deep snoring coming from the other side.
I'm going to try to gently open the door if everyone backs away in case there's a trap.
Okay, just make a stealth check for me.
Oh, shit. Oh, I forgot to bring my damn fucking stealth.
Okay. You can make out on the other side of this chamber is, it looks like some sort of master bed chamber. You can actually see in here the walls are paneled with wood and are decorated with 6 framed portraits that all depict the same individual. It appears to be a fat, smiling wizard who is clutching a wand. Covering the floor is a thick brown carpet from wall to wall. In the southwestern corner of the room, you see 2 wooden chairs facing a table, sitting upon which is an impressive dragon's chess set. On the far western end of the room, you can see a large 4-poster bed against the wall between 2 windows that are barred with the same crystal you've seen on the other windows throughout the castle. Sleeping under the covers is a hefty figure, although you can't make out the details, though you do hear the snoring coming from it.
Hmm.
You said there's 8 paintings all holding the same wand?
They're depicted differently, but different poses and everything. But and it's 6, not 8. But
Oh, 6.
they all depict the same individual, which is some sort of fat, smiling wizard that is clutching a wand.
I'll look at Drelf and be like, after you.
Turn on while I got to be the guinea pig. I'll look at everybody. Do we go in or we leave them alone?
Wait, what was your stealth check? Was it 12?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
I'm looking for traps.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Then hold on, and I will do that. Oh, Jesus! I forgot I had the roll on.
Okay. You don't depict any traps. You just note that the dragon chess set seems like it might be worth something.
I'll push past the dwarf and follow in.
Where's the guy's bed at?
It is
Straight
on the
in
west
front of-
wall between both of these doors, both these windows, excuse me.
I'm going to approach.
Okay. You can hear the
Slowly.
snoring. You can hear the snoring. You can see that there's some rotund individual underneath the covers, but you can't make out the details.
What can I see exactly?
You can see this large bed. You can hear the snoring. You can see the covers are completely covering what you assume to be some rotund individual. You can't make out the features of the individual. If there is someone in the bed, they are completely covered underneath the covers, and you can hear snoring, loud snoring.
Completely covered, like I can't see hair, I can't see like
Correct.
basically.
You can't see the hair. You can't make out any features of the individual.
Julie's gonna go in. He's gonna start moving towards that chest set.
I knew it.
You already have the bag of holding open and everything. You're just like walking towards ready to scoop it in.
Hey man, I am what I am.
A loot whore?
No, because I do equal shares. If I was a loot whore, I'd be grabbing everything for myself.
Well, no, Julie just noticed you didn't have to kill something to take this stuff.
Well, not yet. I'm fine with
Give it
just
time.
taking the stuff and leaving him sleeping.
With all the noise that we've made, this person isn't waking up.
Doesn't seem like it.
Can I poke him?
Oh, sure. You go in and try to kind of poke the covers. And as you poke the covers themselves, your finger just kind of goes down into the lump and pushes as if nothing's there. And it comes back up. The covers just kind of jump back up.
Okay.
Well. Of course.
Now,
I'm gonna poke it again.
Okay, you poke a little deeper this time, kind of pushing in. And it's just like you're poking air as you push into it.
I stop bagging up the chest set.
Okay.
You start or stop?
Start.
Oh. All right. I'm gonna pull back the cover.
Okay. Couple of things happen. As you pull back the covers, the snoring stops. And looking under the covers, there's nobody there. However, there's a brief flash of light that appears on the 6 paintings surrounding the room, as jumping out come the 6 wands, which immediately move to attack you. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Julie turns to Treverin. Not my fault.
Begin
Are
smacking
you
them
sure?
with the bag of holding.
I was gonna say, how do you know they're coming out from me and not for you trying to steal the chest set?
All right. Julie, leading the round with you.
Draw my longsword and have at it with this wand. 2 shots.
All right, go for it. I believe, yep, both attacks will miss. 13 and 11 will both miss.
Ah. Um. Hmm.
It's a lot easier to hit a large
Yeah.
target. As you pull out the great sword, you swing widely, attempting to cleave the 1 and 2, and it's too quick. It just dodges out of the way.
I'll action surge and try it again.
All right, go for it. The crit will hit, as will the 19.
And that was a 19 on the crit, so it's not doesn't activate the sharpness.
Correct.
But I do get another attack.
Yep.
Well, before I take that, I do max damage. So I'll do 15 each hit, I think, right?
Okay. Is that
Well,
something
no,
for...
one's a crit, so hold on. Let me just roll the damage and we'll just figure it max.
What's giving you the max damage? I'm sorry.
It's an object. It's a thing. It's not a person. So the sword of
Oh,
sharpness
yeah.
does max damage.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
it's 10. Yeah, so 15 on the regular hit, and 25 on the. So is that 30, 40, 40
Okay.
points?
That wand is in splinters.
All right, and then I'll use the extra attack on the one adjacent.
All right. 16 will miss, I'm afraid.
Ah, okay.
All right, that done for your turn?
Yes.
All right. The remaining 5 wands will all unleash a magic missile, just one missile, at Singe's direction.
Well, I can't block that.
Well, now you do know that's your fault now.
Hang on.
I still disagree. They wanted to pick on a larger target other than the one that killed one of them, and they said, let's pick the weak guy.
Don't want the attack showing up. Anyway, 2 damage on the first hit. 3 on the second. 4 on the third. 3 on the fourth. And 3 on the fifth. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 13, 15 points of damage total coming your direction.
All right.
Daz is going to poke his head in the door and aiming at the one directly north of him, somewhat directly north of him, he will fire his crossbow twice. Bang, bang. Both attacks will hit, and both attacks will take that out. Another wand is pinned back against the picture. The picture itself now is kind of ruined, as the wand is pinned with a couple crossbow bolts sticking it back in. Okay, you're up.
I'll flip to my great sword and charge this one.
Will miss, 18 will not. Alright, you come down harder than this wand. It nearly cracks in two, but there's some magic that seems to be holding it together just enough to stay unerringly afloat.
Alright.
Draw off, you're next.
I'm gonna hit the one on the right there.
Okay.
I'm going to reckless attack. Advantage is on.
Okay, you're
The
also gonna
fuck?
rage then.
Yep. Rage is on.
Alright.
What the fuck? I hit it for 18.
Yes, you do. On that one swing, you're actually gonna splinter that wand.
I switch to the other one and smack it for 12.
Okay, that one does not shatter, but it does splinter a little bit.
But I killed, so don't I get another swing for great weapon smash? Or no?
You get a bonus. You do for a bonus action.
Alright, we'll pop that again then.
Okay.
It should
That
be splinters now.
Yeah, now it is.
Alright.
Alright, time for your turn.
Yes, sir.
Alright, Jabarin, there are 2 wands left, one of which is looking kind of shaky.
Yeah, and not really even paying attention to that. I'm going to cast Perception around me, see if there's anyone sneaking up or anyone near me that is not Daz.
Okay, just make a perception check.
And nope. Alright, that was my turn.
Too much noise, it's hard to focus. Send you're up.
Which ones are these ones are alive here?
Yep,
These
those
two?
2 up north.
All right. I will attempt to attack. Actually, hold on.
Okay.
If I move to here, can I hit them both with flame breath? If I'm here.
Sure. Let's say yes.
All right. Fine. Because I haven't cast that in a while. Actually, I forgot to add the fact that I haven't cast it in a long while. Oh, where's he at? Okay. Healing word. Oh, there it is. Wait. Wow.
You should increase that damage to 3d6. Because you are beyond 6th level.
How do I do that?
I'll do it for you, hang on.
Sorry.
That's okay. Let's see, where's your breath weapon at?
Golden
Alright.
Dragonborn.
There it is. Okay. That needs to be buffed up to 3d6 fire. That'll get buffed up again when you hit 11th level. Just go ahead and re-roll that.
Alright.
There you go. That looks a little better. It's not showing your DC now. God damn it.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's not. Oh, there it goes. Just took a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoops, wrong button. Those are the right buttons. Which is a shame.
Because the 20 would have had you.
Because 20 would have done it. Yeah.
Uh,
Alright, so they both take 7 points of damage then. The one immediately to your right, close to K, will alight in flame and just land on the wood paneled floor.
Okay.
And the one to your left will burn kind of handily, but it's still floating about.
Alright, that's pretty much all I can do that turn.
Okay, Julie, you're up at the top of the round.
Full move. And 2 attacks.
Go for it.
Bah!
Both misses. Your dice are not working tonight.
No, not tonight.
Hold your
Alright.
head high.
The wand will fire in Singe's direction then. One more time. 5 force damage coming your way from that.
Wow.
Max damage, got lucky. Daz will poke his head in and trying to aim between the 2 of you hitting this thing will attempt to pin the last one to the wall. Crit miss, and that one will hit. And we'll take that last wand out. You're out of combat.
That was not my fault. I go and I start packing up the shit.
Well, at least we know he's not here, I suppose.
Kelly, is this door locked right here in front of me?
You gonna open it?
I'm leaving the room.
I'm leaving the room.
I'm not doing that shit a second time.
Oh, if it's not locked yet, I'm gonna open it. Ain't nobody behind me.
Rocks fall, everyone dies. On the other side, it looks like it's just a closet. Inside, you can see some robes, some sleeping gowns, shoes and slippers. They are stacked nice and neat and tidy.
Nothing of value.
Nothing of significant value.
Okie dokie. I get to the door. What are you scared of, Kay?
Your ass blowing me up a second time.
After he puts
But did you die?
Came close to it.
After Julie puts the chess set in his bag, he will check under the bed for any other valuables under the mattress. Look around.
Make a perception check. You don't see anything of value.
I have to ask, is the blanket nice that's lying on the bed?
It's nice and fluffy.
It's,
Take the blanket.
Okay. Add one fluffy blanket to your inventory.
leave the gun. Take the cannolis.
Wait, so are these the stairs down on the north then?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
been a long day for me too.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Yes, those are the stairs heading downstairs.
I'll go in front just in case.
All right.
Or hold on. Okay, ladies first.
Thanks, dog. I'll go down the staircase.
I'm sorry.
You know, it's
That's
funny,
for the-
actually. I got called a ma'am today at work, and I was like, well, can't correct this lady, because then I'd seem like an asshole. I'll just let it happen.
I would be seen as an asshole, but
It was like, no, it's like some 80-year-old lady. She goes, thank you, ma'am. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to let it go. Not about to tell an 80-year-old lady she can't see.
Hang on.
Her heart was in the right place.
All right. The stairways actually descend down in either direction, so up to you to which direction down those stairs you're heading.
I will head west.
I'm behind K. Or
right.
beside K.
I'm gonna follow you up in 1 second. I'm just finishing up some stuff.
The hallways in here are made of stone.
Oh, Kelly, do I, out of curiosity, after doing that ridiculous poking the thing and it not being nothing there, do I have any idea what the hell that was?
Probably a trap to deter looters.
Okay. Well, that nothing stops Julie.
Hydra. I think we determined Hydra stopped Julie. Fairly effectively, if I recall.
I retreat from the Hydra. Well, it gets 5 attacks of opportunity against you.
Can I get that on a t-shirt for you? Hydra. Hydra stops Julie. I'm gonna check this western door here.
Okay. The western door has a silver coin wedged into it.
Pock it out, and I open the door.
It is a gigantic empty room.
Shit.
I don't trust your gigantic rooms. I will walk away.
I really have
It
no
is also
idea
completely clean and bare.
I have no idea what the purpose of the coins is at this point.
We're about to get
More
some
loot
money
for
already.
us. Is there a coin in this door of any sort?
That door does not have a coin in it.
Leads to the courtyard.
Let's find out. I swing it open.
Hang on. Let's Julie move down a bit. Reveal a bit more. Alright, so opening this room, you are immediately hit with the scent of dry clay. And you can see inside here, there are tiny piles of interlocking clay bricks that are sitting in different piles on tables towards the northern end of the room.
Okay.
This looks like a sculptor's room.
Is there any like those pottery with like the foot presses that spin the pottery?
Pottery
Not-
wheel?
Not in
Pottery
this
wheel,
room.
thank you.
Not in this room. You just from here you can see, you smell the dry clay. You can see different piles of clay and interlocking bricks kind of laying on tables.
Kelly, quick question.
Mhm.
On the last level, when we would look out the window, we were one level higher than the courtyard.
Correct.
Now we've gone down a level, so we should be on the courtyard level.
Safe
But
bet.
we open the door to the center of the place and no courtyard. Okay.
I was about to say, I think you're a door off on that one, Bubba.
Someone,
All right.
someone correct me if I'm wrong, real fast, okay? Uh,
Mhm.
all right. So far since we've been in here, the only thing hostile that we've run into, maybe the homunculus, maybe, if you consider that. The two bats, which I don't think were bats, and we don't want to fuck with them. And some fey thing that's pulling pranks. But
And
so
a door.
Well, we had the roper. Don't forget about him.
in here,
And the
did we?
wands.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a roper.
Yeah, the mimic roper.
Why am I totally forgetting the roper? Oh,
It was with all the
it
scepters.
was when we
Yeah.
first walked in, right? Basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty
Okay.
close.
Okay, but for the most part, we've not run into anything that's too hot. The wands, yes, but if that was a trap, um, there's like no big bad. Uh, what do mages make?
Golems? Familiars?
Yes, golems. Or well, no, we're pretty sure the homunculus might be one, right? A familiar, maybe? Because I think Killy said
That was
familiar.
based on an earlier Arcana check that you made at the time. That was your assumption. It must have
Yeah.
been a familiar of a wizard or something. What struck you was that it was exceptionally large.
Well, this place is pretty odd, so. But
Homunculi of exceptionally large size. I'm gonna believe they
uh,
exist.
Mm-hmm.
what my thought process is, if we wanted to, if we get through here and we need to rest, this might be one of the safest places that we could rest in Undermountain, assuming whatever the Fey thing isn't hostile.
Things never to say to the DM number 255.
Well, that's why I'm asking you guys.
Thank you. Now please shut up.
Yeah. Also, things never get say to the DM. I'm going to hop on the dragon's back.
This is
That
true.
worked out okay.
Or Octobass.
Things that never say to this GM one. Octobass.
Opens next door. Now you fucked up.
I fucked up.
This door.
This door does not have a coin in it. Are you gonna open it?
No, but Julie is.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. On the other end of this room, you see the familiar sight of the homunculus once again. It looked like in here, once upon a time, there was a number of exotic and opulent hardwood cabinets that were packed with leather-bound tomes. However, this room is now very much in shambles. Amidst the rubbish that covers the floor, you see the homunculus once again is kind of rummaging through some of the rubbish as you open the door, and it begins to rummage through a little bit more. As you enter in, it pulls out a torn page, and sitting on that torn page
Who
is...
entered in? No one entered in.
Oh, okay,
There's
nobody's
no
entering
entering
in.
in. We opened the door.
You see him.
Let's not get
He
ahead of
sees you.
ourselves.
He's rummaging through the garbage. This looks like it must have been a study of some kind. It's been kind of torn to shreds.
Julie turns to Singe. Want to leave it alone again, or you want me to kill it?
Well, it doesn't seem like it's hurting anything. Killy, would I know that familiars are somewhat smart sometimes?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I stop Julie and I walk in.
Okay.
Just hang out there for a minute. I approach the homunculus.
Okay. He begins to kind of rummage through the garbage on the ground, and eventually pulling out from the garbage, he pulls out a torn sheet. And drawn on the torn sheet, you, Treveran, will recognize it's somewhat a crude drawing, but it is a drawing of a smiling-looking dragon with butterfly wings. A fey dragon. Usually quite small, not large size like regular dragons. So it holds it up in front of your face. for a minute, and then it tears that page into tiny little pieces and throws the scraps into the air like confetti, and kind of looks back in your direction.
I very calmly reach into my backpack and pull out the dossier on me.
He gives you a pensive stare and looks back at your direction.
And I open it up. I rip out a page, tear it up, and throw it up in the air, and then offer the book up to him.
He bats the book out of your hand as it kind of falls, or bats the pages out of your hand as they kind of fall amongst some of the leather-bound tomes and the rubbish.
Okay.
And he points at the confetti on the ground that was this drawing of the butterfly dragon.
I pick up the book first, the dossier, put it back in my backpack, and then I pick up the shredded paper, the shredded picture, and I throw it in the air like he did.
It kind of does like the happy dog kind of runs around in a circle. Of course, this thing is huge, easily twice your size, and it kind of runs around in a circle and looks back in your direction.
I look at us and just calmly say, "Drolf, come in here and dance for this guy for a second."
Dance, monkey dance.
And I tell Drolf, mimic what the homunculus is doing.
Right now, the homunculus is kind of looking back in your direction and looking pensive, like it's waiting for you guys to do something.
Um,
Hold on. Can it? If I walk up to it, can it understand me? If I
One
try
way to
to
find
speak
out.
to it,
One way to find out.
I'm gonna ask. Can you understand me?
It does. It sits down, kind of like the same sort of dog movement, and it looks back in your direction and bobs its head a little bit.
Um, is there a fey dragon in here?
He kind of now does the cat thing where he stands up on his hind legs in a low growly sort of position and gives off this maddening sort of. He's upset at the mention of the Fey Dragon.
Seeing his reaction to that, I pick up the shredded paper again that was the Fey Dragon, and I rip it up even more and throw it on the ground.
He seems to like that.
I turn to Sinja and go, I think you're onto something. I think maybe he doesn't like this dragon.
I look at him
kill
and
something like it.
I look at him, Oculus, and said, "Did the Fey Dragon trap you in here?"
He doesn't respond to that. He's just getting worked up about this Fey Dragon.
Well, hang on.
Enough talk.
I'm going to turn around and say to the guys, well, we know there's something in here that's a fey creature, or we assume is a fey creature. Perhaps they don't get along, and
I'll ask. But
no, and judging by the tearing of the confetti type, what do you call it? He wants us to take care of it.
I will ask the homunculus if he knows where we can find said Fey Dragon.
He gets up and does that happy sort of dog spin around thing, and then he will he doesn't move from his spot, but he recognizes your desire to deal with the problem.
I will look at the rest of the group inquisitively as to what the hell we should do.
Killy, do I know anything about fey dragons, having spent time in Evermeet?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, that's not good. I know nothing about Fey dragons, having spent time in Evermeet.
I will ask Treverin.
I will say this. You don't know much about their specific nature. You know that they, normally, they're about the size of a cat. Somewhat large cat with butterfly wings. And they like to play pranks.
I assume the Sprite Dagger hatchling would be a good visual of a Fey dragon.
You would be correct, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, does anyone have a clue how we find a Fey dragon?
Follow the rainbow poo.
Skittles. Taste the rainbow.
Ew. If I move towards his door, does he get agitated?
He gets a little bit upset, yes.
Well, let's back away from that door then. Okay.
Homunculus, can you sniff out flying dragon? And I'll make like big hand motions with every word I say.
He's not deaf.
It makes kind of a growling noise. It's getting visibly agitated.
Well, I'm trying to help you here. I just need to know if you know where he's at.
It reaches down into some of the shreds of the leather-bound tomes and begins to kind of tear into them.
I'll take that as a no.
Did we find a library here at all?
It looks like this must be some sort of study at one point or another.
Oh no, I was hoping he was not here. I was hoping he was pointing us out to, like, maybe a library might be where it hangs out. But that that's a lot of insight that I probably wouldn't have.
Well, I just kind of leave him alone and kind of just give him a bow and I walk on out.
How about we'll see what we can do, and we'll kind of keep looking.
That seems to satisfy him for now, and he kind of just sits back down in the rubble and kind of just looks at you as you walk out.
Okay. Well, next door, I suppose. I'll plop this door open.
This one?
Yeah.
It is locked.
All right. I need the master of door opening. I'll take a
Let
step
me
back.
get the fuck back.
Check it for traps.
Treverin fucking booked it down the hallway.
Go ahead and make a perception
That's
check,
right.
Julie. Julie, you don't think it's trapped. The door necessarily is trapped, but you do realize, based on that check, I will remind you there was a console that you guys came across earlier, one of which the settings was courtyard. And looking at the door leading to the courtyard, a couple of things. You can see that there are windows that kind of give you a very vague view of the courtyard, except that it's stained glass, and you can't really make out the details. And you remember that the console had a courtyard button on it. You also see that there doesn't seem to be any conventional means of picking the lock on this door.
Yeah, but the courtyard button was activated, so that means the courtyard button locks. Okay. So,
Well,
well, the lights were off,
why wouldn't it unlock?
and it was in the opposite. No, it was in the up position.
Right.
The light button was in the down position. When I switched the light button, the lights came on.
Do you
So
want me to go
up position means
upstairs and
on.
flip the courtyard button?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right. All right. I walk back upstairs.
While you're walking back upstairs, you get to the same floor. And as you're kind of walking by, hang on, let me drag you over there.
Okay.
You get up to the stairs and you see the brief image of what appears to be a beautiful looking forest nymph, kind of looking briskly in your direction, and then giggles as it retreats down the hallway.
I just kind of sigh at it, like, oh great. And instead of following her, I'm gonna go the other way, down the hall. But the console's down here, right?
Yep.
Anything
All right.
happen when I get to here?
Nope.
Okay.
You don't see the woman. You don't see anything else of it.
Okay.
You're just gonna flip the switch and make your way back.
Yep, I'm gonna flip the switch that says courtyard, and that's the only one I'm touching, and then I'm heading back.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a dexterity saving throw on the way back.
Okay.
You slipped and shit.
Wow.
You do not slip and shit. That said, you feel like something tries to trip you, and you stumble for a bit, but you're able to right yourself easily.
Can I do a perception to see what tried to trip me?
Sure, go for it.
Wow.
Hmm. So, I rolled a stealth check on advantage, and I rolled it to myself so you wouldn't see the results. But I'm going to tell you the results anyway. I got 2 critical fails.
Indeed.
If the critical fail still beats a 21, then I'm gonna call hacks.
It does not. It does not come anywhere close to being a 21. So it's invisible, so you don't see it, but you can hear it kind of cursing in Elvish right in front of you.
And I'll respond in Elvish. Now.
Or Sylvan, I should clarify, not Elvish.
Oh, it's in Sylvan. Wait, hold on.
Which I
That's when I
believe you
started
speak as an
blasting.
as a Eladrin.
It's not actually not in my language list, but
Oh,
you
okay.
say so.
Then you recognize the language, but you don't know, can't speak it.
Okay. I just respond in Elvish. Now. It's gonna be okay, and I just keep on walking.
All right.
Back down.
So then
the other side.
you'll
I'm gonna
rejoin
drag
your
me back over.
companions. Yep.
And as I come down, and I'll look at Julie and say, is the door open now?
Oh, is the door open?
The door does open.
Okay. And I'll
There you go.
mention to Singe and Kay that of who I saw upstairs. That
Okay.
that it
Um,
is not the Fey dragon upstairs. At least not.
Sure.
Does not appear to be.
Just for clarity's sake, the courtyard was the leftmost lever, and it was pushed up. It is now pushed down.
Okay.
Wait. In response, how do you know it wasn't the Fey Dragon?
Because Fey dragons don't look like nymphs, and they don't speak Sylvan.
Um. Kelly, can I roll? I mean, I already know kind of. You say I kind of would have known a little bit about what a Fey Dragon was. Question.
Mhm.
Does would I suspect that they can turn themselves invisible?
Based on that earlier Arcana check, you wouldn't know.
I surely wouldn't know what language they speak.
You would know that they are intelligent creatures, and you would assume that the base language would be Draconic, but you otherwise wouldn't know other details.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Did you try talking to it? Whatever it
I
was.
I was like, I I recognize the language, but I don't speak it. So I responded to it in Elvish, and nothing really happened. So I just came on back.
Okay.
Feel free to go up there and talk to it if you like. It's probably still up there somewhere.
Let's check out let's check out this real fast, and then we can go looking.
Julie, you going in the courtyard, or you gonna stand at the door and look confused?
Yes.
I guess it's the latter.
I push my way by Julie.
Okay. Inside, you can see there is this statue of the same sort of fat wizard. The gardens in this courtyard are mostly made out of glittering pebble-sized crystals. The statue in the center is 9 feet tall. It is wearing a helmet with blade-like fins on its side, kind of like the Alliance helmets from Warcraft 3. And it is in the middle of reading from a spell book. The statue is facing the southwest corner, and the pedestal is engraved with the word Matgoth.
Since I know Drolf is the only one in there, I turned to Kay, chuckling. It's like, we should run up there and flip the switch again.
Can you type that in the chat, Kelly? The word.
The word on the statue, you mean?
Oh, somebody just
Yeah.
left.
I just got
Mad.
I just left the game for some reason, but could you type it in the chat?
Yep, I just did. Madgoth. Maddgoth.
My parents don't love me. I dress in black. No, nobody.
Somebody is dragging themselves. Kay, what are you up to?
I'm just doing what Trevor asked me to do.
Oh, okay. All right, you go back up. You flip the switch. Droloff, you hear the doors click behind you.
I scream at, yeah, assholes.
And then I will stare at him through the bars of the second floor. Smiling and
I shoot
waving
a
at him.
bird.
What's the magic word?
Now, fucker.
Kay, you feel a tapping on the back of your shoulder.
I quickly turn around because I don't know who the hell would be up here with me.
Right in your face, you see you don't see anything, but you feel like saliva is spat in your face, and you hear the raspberry.
Can I attempt to grab whatever's in front of me?
You snatch air.
I'm about to have a Caddyshack moment. Where the fuck's this guy at? I'm gonna start like looking around, trying to see if I can like look for any disturbance of like where he might have went, feel an airflow, anything.
Make a perception check. You can't sense anything.
Being a little cautious, I'm gonna walk back into the room and flip the switch again for Droloff.
I like the defeated sound. Like,
I have a lot of ideas I want to do, but I don't know if any of them work, so I don't want to waste spell slots on them.
Okay. You then hear from behind you, after you flip the switch, the Final Fantasy sound, da 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 da, or I guess that's Legend of
That's
Zelda.
Zelda.
Yep.
Like
Final
directly behind me?
Yep.
I'm going to immediately cast this at my feet.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw against yourself. Alright. Assume you dodge your own spell, but you go ahead and cast that, nothing else happens. Your eyes flash black as the spell opens up, creating this void zone around you. You burn with fury, and you look around, looking for whatever is causing these pranks on you, getting very quickly infuriated. And as soon as the black tentacles kind of spawn, and you walk your way past them, they kind of moving off to the side, giving you this very malicious, angry glow as you're shrouded in black, your blade in hand, ready to strike down a bitch. Nothing else happens.
This entire room is now filled with freaking tentacles, and I didn't hit that fucking thing? Are you kidding me right now?
Don't dragons fly?
It's a 20-foot sphere.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't in the room.
Alright, I'll dismiss the spell.
It's gone.
And I will start walking back downstairs.
Alright. Nothing else happens as you make your way back downstairs. Drolov, make a perception check to see if you ever noticed that. I guess I did say that you noticed the doors were locked, so never mind. But
Yeah.
they're unlocked now.
I mean, they were locked, so I didn't.
You know what? I think perhaps Kelly, I'm gonna walk into the courtyard. Is there
Okay.
anything good?
I was just going to say, after the 5 minutes of Drolov waiting for the doors to be unlocked after having had them locked, you do make your way and switch out.
Anything odd about this room? Anything I noticed that's weird? Anything?
Make a perception check. So a couple of things. Looking at the statue itself, you look at the spell book, and it actually seems to lay out some sort of spell. You would have to make an Arcana check to see if you can recognize the spell.
I'll give it a shot.
No, you don't recognize the spell. Looking closer at the statue, you can't help but feel there is a hint of madness behind the eyes of the statue itself.
A hint of madness.
A hint of madness behind the eyes of the statue. And the helmet looks a little weird.
Killy, would you allow me to make an Arcana check to see if I recognize the spell?
Go for it. You were in the room. He would have pointed that to you. Nope.
Okay. Does the pedestal or the statue look like it's like damaged from being turned or anything? Since you said it's kind of pointing to the southwest corner.
Correct. It does not look damaged in any way.
I guess, can I discern what school of magic it is?
What school of magic the spell is?
Yeah.
You can make an Arcana check, see what you can find out about it.
Ow.
Probably nothing.
Nothing.
You said it's pointing towards this corner, southwest corner.
Yes.
I approach the southwest corner and see if anything happens.
Nothing happens.
Alright. How about we continue checking these other rooms
And come back to this?
and come back to here?
Alright. Sounds like a plan.
Because
Go ahead. I was just gonna try this door when you're done.
oh. I was gonna say, because at this point, seeing as how we've already run into, well, someone quite literally ran into a trap. I'd like to avoid getting hurt anymore if I could avoid it.
Entering into this room, or looking into this room, I should say, Julie, it looks like it's maybe a bathroom of some kind. On the northern wall, you see a vanity complete with a built-in mirror, upon which are arrayed different vials containing perfume. There are several combs, brushes, and powder puffs. On the western wall, you see a very fancy-looking potty, complete with the potty's really a wooden chair with a golden chamber pot tucked beneath it. Next to the...
Go ahead.
I yell at Julie real quick, seeing that, saying, "That's not drinking water." And then I continue on.
God.
Go ahead.
Anyway, I was just gonna say there is a side table with 4 thin books next to it, with 4 thin books resting on the side table next to the potty.
All right. Take the vials and the books.
Okay. There's also
Take all the stuff off the vanity.
okay. There's also a marble bathtub with clawed feet on the southern wall, with towels hanging on hooks above it.
Yeah, I can't take the tub, but I can take the books and the vanity stuff. You said the bucket under the seat was gold.
Yeah, golden chamber pot.
Oh,
Really?
is there anything in it?
Fortunately, no.
I'll take that. I'll take that too.
All right. So kill the things and take their stuff. So
Apparently.
while you're looting the bathroom of this mage, shoving it all into the bag of holding, you plunder 10 vials of perfume, each worth 5 gold a pop. A silver comb set with turquoise inlaid into the combs themselves. That is worth 25 gold pieces. There is also a matching hairbrush to that set, worth another 25 gold pieces. And then, and I shit you not, this is in the book, the golden chamber pot is worth 125 gold pieces.
What?
So you people laugh, but you guys are just messed up. You don't know. It's all in the bag.
Okay. You have 125 gold chamber pot in the bag now.
He's got a $125 gold shitter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a $500 gold piece collectible shit. former ancient dwarven king
Who is it?
golden poops.
Captain Golden Poops.
I can't tell if we had this discussion here or I had it at work the other day. You guys remember when Enron went fucking belly up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did I bring this up in here? One of
I don't think
the guys that was CEO had like a solid gold umbrella stand. Like a solid
Wow.
gold umbrella stand. Like a regular umbrella stand wasn't enough. He needed it in solid gold.
That's fuck you money.
Yep.
Is this door locked that I'm in front of?
I was just gonna say that money is absolutely fuck you money. That is the way you tell someone entering the door, I am richer than you. All right. The door is not locked. Wedged into the door frame is a tiny copper coin.
I'll pull the coin and open the door.
Okay. From floor to ceiling, this room is completely stuffed with a bunch of random junk.
Hey, Julie!
I'll walk in. Is there anything discernible about the random junk? Anything that stands out?
You would have to spend quite a bit of time shifting through it.
Okay, so nothing out of the corner of my eye or anything.
No.
Okay.
There's probably a few things of worth in there, but you would really have to spend some time just going through it.
That's more Julie's area than mine. All right. I'll take a step back out and keep exploring with the folks.
Let's try this door over here.
Okay. Inside. Oops. There are 4 white marble pedestals in here against the western and eastern walls. Sitting on each of those pedestals is a flask that is corked and made out of some opaque green glass. What?
I think my son just broke his toe on the wall. That's what. The dog scared him and he jumped and went right into the wall.
I'm
I'll be
gonna
right back.
see what the green.
Yeah, I want to take a closer look at those vials.
Okay. You can see the vials themselves are. I'll go ahead and make perception checks to both of you. Okay. Okay, all you see is this corked flask that is made out of green glass. Julia, looking in the vial itself, it looks like there is some sort of gas moving around inside of it.
I caution Julie to just be a little careful.
Julie will pick up the flask. Does it do
Okay.
anything?
Nothing.
Give it a little shake.
You shake it, you can look closely inside, you can see the gas kind of swirling a little bit more as you shake it, and it comes to a little bit of a rest as you stop.
Julie turns to Kang. Like, he's got that look like the 5-year-old. Like, I want to do it, I want to do it, I want to do it.
My curiosity's gonna get the better of me, and I kind of want to know what happens too. So I won't egg him on, but I won't tell him no.
There's 4 of these?
4, yep.
Alright, I'm gonna collect all 4 of them and put them all on the same pedestal. I want to compare them. They all look identical?
They look fairly identical, yes.
They're all full of the same stuff.
Looks that way.
Alright. I'll let anyone who's within line of sight, I'll just let them know I'm going to pop the cork on one of them.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, I haven't popped it yet. I want to get their reactions first. Alright, I'll make the save. I'll make the save.
I'm just gonna take out my journal and just start like staring you intensely while I get ready to write down whatever the hell's gonna happen to you.
I mutter a prayer.
Okay. So you are instantaneously hit with this gas. You kind of start. You feel a little drowsy for a brief minute, but you shake it off.
Nothing else happens after that?
Nothing else happens after that.
And the vial's empty.
The vial is now empty, the one that you uncorked.
Where did the gas go? Did it just dissipate?
It just dissipated.
Okay, I'm gonna take the other 3 vials.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna put them on my ledger as vials of
Green
possibly
shit?
vials of green sleepy gas.
Okay.
Because that might be a good grenade.
I don't care. I was thinking I know who you could use it on.
Well, mages have notoriously low constitutions, yes?
No. I was referring to someone's realm we fled from.
What about this door, Julie? Kelly.
Julie talks to himself. A third person.
It does not appear to be unlocked.
I will open it.
Okay, a couple things happen. First off, all of you, as soon as he opens the door, hear as just one alarm goes off. Julie, you open the door, kind of peer out, and nearly succumb to vertigo as you open the door into absolute blackness. You can see the plumbing depths of the cavernous floor underneath of you, because there is no front stop to the front door of this castle, and you can barely make out the mithril spindle, which easily looks hundreds of feet tall from where you're looking out of the castle.
I close the door.
Safe bet.
This is the
But
noise
now
stuff.
all of you hear, nope, you hear the alarm.
I will book it upstairs because I remember a lever being up there about an alarm.
Yep.
Put me up there. I'm running.
I'll save you the time. You run up there, you flip the alarm, cause it to shut off.
And I will run back down. Well, I guess I'll stroll back down,
Wait,
but
which button was that? Because I've got 3 levers for courtyard light and heat, and then the buttons for music, fog. I can't read the rest of my writing. Do not press. Need new glasses.
Oh, you know what? Let's add to that. So back up to the console. These are your options. There are 3 levers: courtyard, light, heat, and the buttons are music, roof, fog, lockdown, and do not press.
I press the lockdown button.
Okay. Every door in the building locks and
Oh.
shuts.
Okay. I quickly press the lockdown button, then press the do not press button.
Okay. In that case, I need you to make a dexterity saving
Oh
throw.
my god, no. Why would you ever do not press
Killy,
button?
is Julie
Like
in this room now?
No. I'll say you get out before he rushes upstairs and presses the button.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
So you press the do not press button, and bolts of lightning shoot from the console, bouncing around the room and hitting you. You take 39 points of lightning damage.
Totally worth it. Anything else happen?
Nope.
Okay, you just stopped there, and I was like, well,
And do we hear any of this going on upstairs?
No. Not from here.
Okay, then I'm just going to continue on until Droth to open the next door.
Okay. The alarm's still going off.
Well, Kay said he's going up there to shut it off, so I assume that's what he was still doing.
Okay.
I could have sworn it was a set of alarm, but apparently not.
Kay comes back down, the alarm not having shut off, and he looks like his hair is all spiked up.
I don't want to talk about it.
Thought you were going up to turn off the alarm. Why is this thing still going off?
You go figure it out. Saunter past you.
Is this door?
There's an electrum coin in this door.
Take it out and hand it to Julie.
Okay. Inside, you see there are hundreds of empty chests and trunks in a variety of sizes that are forming neat stacks along with narrow aisles winding between them.
I assume that when on his way back out the door, he turned the lockdown button off so he could get out, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You said everything was empty in there?
It looks that way. There are hundreds of empty chests and trunks in here. That's all you can make out from standing outside.
Oh, I go in.
Okay. As you're kind of peering around, looking out, you do see... well, go ahead and make a perception check.
I was about to say.
It's never that easy. You should know this by now.
I don't see shit.
You don't see shit.
What are you seeing there?
Not a damn thing.
We ain't found
Ah,
shit.
Be my guest and go in and see if you can find something.
Kelly, where is it? This door here? I'm sorry.
Yep.
All right, I'll walk in. Do I see anything trap-wise or anything out of what do you call it?
Perception check.
All right.
What do you perceive, my boy?
So you don't see any traps, but you do see hiding behind some of the chests and trunks on the northern wall is a familiar form of another stone arch. There is a riddle written on it in common that reads, "What appears once in an hour, twice in a blue moon, and never in sunshine?"
Oh.
Julie says that from outside.
First of all, I'm going to let the guys know that there's another archway in here, and secondly, I'm going to get the fuck out of this room because I'm not going through another archway. In fact, I am trying to find our way back up, and I'm hoping that when we finally get out of this castle, we'll find one.
Is there a coin in this door?
In that door, they have copper coins wedged into them. Yep, there's a copper coin in there.
Take the copper coin out and open the door. And why does Trevarin run every time I get near a door now?
There's a good reason.
Because he blew up once. So, as soon as you open the door, you hear ding, ding,
Very
ding, ding,
recently, I should add.
ding, 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 ding. Inside, you can see there is what appears to be a dining room. There is a green marble dining table that is surrounded by 12 high-backed oak chairs right in the dead center of the room. And as soon as you open the door and kind of make your way in, you see floating out from the northern door is several, just floating in, several trays that are and plates and forks and knives and everything. And the trays are carrying very delectable looking food, and it seems like just magically a feast is being prepared on the table.
Let's look out the door. Guys, I found food.
Right on. Julie sits down.
Okay. As you sit down at the table, the food is being brought out, plates are being prepared, and in fact, there's also a goblet placed there's also a goblet placed ahead of time, and some wine is being poured.
Good. I will take a sip once it is done pouring.
It is strong alcohol.
Ah, just
But
the kind I like.
How's it taste, though? Is it good?
Tastes pretty good. High
Yeah,
quality.
Julie will toast Drail off and start drinking, start eating.
Okay.
I am
You
not
start
eating
partaking in this magically
food.
prepared feast.
Yes.
I will sit down as well.
Kelly, I will walk in, but I'm not gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit in the corner and I'm gonna pull out the. It's been so long since I've used it. Let me find it again.
Wanda secret.
No. It was the bell that rings like 5 minutes after I ring it.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
I can't. And I'm gonna sit in the corner. I'm just gonna ring that bell silently and see what happens in 5 minutes when they hear another bell ring.
Okay. You
Nick's
wait
gonna
5
turn
minutes
Mhm.
while they're in the middle of kind of eating this feast and wine and everything that's presented before them.
Yep.
The bell rings again. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Thought he was gonna do some Pavlov dog shit to it.
I think Daz is going to come in and probably partake in the meal as well.
Well, hmm. So far we know that Matt Mad Goth
Mad Goth. Hmm.
tends to imprison other wizards, as well
So we were
as
told.
so we were told, and has an extensive file of other wizards.
Hmm.
One was imprisoned. I mean, we did find him. Um, Joey, do I think this food might be poisoned at all?
Make a nature check. You look closely at the food, trying to inspect it, sense if there's anything that suggests that the food is poisoned. No. Not that you see.
All right, I guess I'll have something to eat. It has been a while since I have eaten anything.
Okay. While you're in the middle of partaking in this feast, all of you would hear a flash coming. That sounds like it's coming from the courtyard.
A flash? Like a.
Yeah, an arcane flash.
Uh,
Can you say everyone?
And then, making their way past the hallway, looking inside, you guys kind of sheepishly in the middle of your feast turn back around and see two figures dressed like mages. One of which you don't recognize whatsoever. The one next to him is the same fat mage figure that you have seen throughout this entire castle. And as he kind of peers inside, he goes, "Ah, I suppose we have extra visitors. You must forgive me, Cardinal. This tends to happen from time to time. In fact," and he kind of looks in, "I think I can recognize some of you. I hope you are enjoying the meal, gentlemen."
without breaking eye contact, I continue to eat food.
Julie goes, very good, thank you. Sit. Please join.
He says, by all means, continue to eat. I need to take care of a few things for homecoming. Cottoner, I apologize for leaving you in the company of strangers within my own home, but I promise you are safe within these walls so long as I am here. I will come back momentarily. And he snaps his fingers and kind of disappears in a flash. You see this other mage kind of sheepishly kind of walk in and go, oh, visitors to the castle as well? And he sits
Meanwhile,
down.
the alarm's still going off in the background.
Actually, as soon as you heard that arcane flash from behind you, it stopped.
Okay. And I will pat the seat beside me. I'm like, come, join us.
Julie, while he's eating, says to the mage who just walked in, "How you know him?" And he gestures to where the guy just disappeared.
Codnar says, oh, he's a mage of some prominence. Apparently, I've learned about a little bit about his history through my studies and managed to successfully reach out to him. Apparently, he prefers to keep an eye on prominent spellcasters and seemed to have an ear to me. We're going to work on researching different arcane secrets together.
Julie kind of laughs, shakes his head.
I kind of chime in, so you're going to be his next victim, in other words. And I just kind of smile.
Julie just nods.
He looks uncomfortably back in your direction and says, good one.
Oh, he's not kidding.
We find lots of stuff from mages he bring here and kill, or trap, or polymorph, or whatever. There was one guy trapped in a fish.
Octobats, I remember.
What sounds ridiculous?
Julie just shrugs, says, "Whatever."
It's so ridiculous we couldn't have made it up.
Maybe take off the robe first so you don't get stuff on it.
He kind of nervously eats his meal and just becomes quiet and waits.
I'm gonna pop my potion of healing into my wine.
Julie says to him, he goes, just ask him when he comes back.
And I say, better yet, why don't you ask him about the dossier he has on you upstairs? And then I pull mine out. He has one on all of us. And I put mine back in my backpack.
He says, well, wait, on all of you? And he gestures to the entire party.
I respond, well, the ones that possess certain, let's say, interesting powers.
Well, as I said, he has introduced himself as a studious individual who prefers to keep eye on prominent spellcasters within Faerun. I suppose he is interested in you, at least to some degree.
Yeah, to the point that where he knows when we entered the mountain and no one else knew we were entering.
Well,
Just
a
saying.
mage of some renown has access to different tools of scrying. The Archmagi and Waterdeep had access to such abilities.
Well, I will just tell you this. You do what you need to do. We are probably leaving, and we're not coming back.
It's at this point that coming through the kitchen, you see the familiar form of Madgoth coming through, this time with his helmet on. And he is carrying within his hands a bottle of wine, and he says, CR 1387, before the spell plague. A fine year from the country of Arm, excuse me. A toast to new friends, and he lays down some fresh goblets, magically moving them with a mage hand across the table, and begins to pour wine into those goblets.
And I chime, none for me, thank you.
If you insist. And he takes one for himself and raises a glass.
All right, I'll gladly take one. That sounds fantastic.
Okay.
Hmm.
He says, "To new secrets and new friends." And he raises the glass to his lips and
I'll give him like a like I raise my glass and toast it towards him as well, and I'll start drinking.
I so get the vision of iocane powder.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I'm not drinking that. Princess Bride just popped in my head.
Okay. So the
Well-
rest of you
In Tethir, it's impolite to turn out a drink, so
and Kodnar will kind of hold the glass unsure for a minute.
Hmm.
He kind of looks over in Mad Goth's direction and he says, "No, drink if you wish. I'm afraid it's a fine vintage. I rarely break it out." And then Kodnar will chug the glass.
I have to zoom in a little here. I just want to see a little closer.
Mad Goth will take a seat towards the head of the table. Singe, you were going to say something?
Sorry, which one's Mad Goth and which one's the other mage?
Kodnar is over here. Mad Goth is that one.
Okay. I'm okay with just the food.
He gestures and says, "Very well, eat." I must ask, though, while I was out and perusing, I don't suppose any of you have come across perhaps my bed sheets or a chess set that may have been in my room?
I honestly say I have not come across either of them, nor do I have them on my person.
And under my breath, I look at Julie and just snicker like, wait till you guys go shit.
I merely say I hadn't even been in your bedroom. I don't even know.
Actually, you weren't, were you? I will say, I was in your chambers, and your it appeared as if you were sleeping, and I pushed on your sheets, and it was like a big air bubble.
Yeah, a trick meant to deter looters. I have to commend you on your capabilities, although I must say, if Hallister Blackcloak has uh, chosen you specifically, it's for good reason on your capabilities, I suppose.
Um, out of curiosity, what do you mean by that specifically?
He says, "Oh, he likes to choose different prominent adventurers to a challenge every several years. Sometimes they succeed, sometimes they fail.
And what do you think
This,
our odds are?
well, you've made it to my castle. I'd say you're doing quite well for yourself so far. Although, if I had to hazard a guess, the journey was likely not very easy for any of you to get here."
Um,
Well,
not
when you have an arch druid trying to hunt you down, it's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world.
He says, "If you'd be willing, I would be happy to grant you leave to the different guest rooms and stay the night."
um. I'm trying to figure out how I want to phrase this. Since we've entered here, the Undermountain, we have run into a large number of people not telling us the truth. If you would be so kind, while we've only just met and we apparently are in your home, although we did not know it initially, um, I would like to perform some magic just to make sure everyone, my between myself and you, are being truthful. And I would like to ask a few questions if that is not considered too rude.
I suppose you're referring to a Zone of Truth spell, my friend.
Indeed.
He says, by all means, go ahead and cast it.
I kind of like at the same time I kind of want to like look over my shoulder at Julie and tell Julie get like not like get the fuck out of the room.
Julie looks over at you and is like, "What?"
And I
Just eating.
cast that
Okay.
All
Where are
right.
you
So
centering it?
Julie says,
on
"All
myself
right,
and Mad
excuse
God.
me."
Actually, on Mad God, I would center it
Oh.
on him.
Okay. I will make the saving throw in private, if you don't mind.
Okay.
He still knows if they didn't succeed, though, doesn't he? Or if they do succeed. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails in the saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, you would know he failed because I rolled a 5.
Okay. um. We. You apparently are a mage of great renown, and we have stumbled across your room of dossiers. Um, a- Out of curiosity, it seems that you take a great interest in the other mages of Faerun. Um, is there a purpose for this?
He says, I like to study the prominent casters of Faerun and gauge their capabilities. It is something of a pastime of mine. After the events of the Spell Plague, you cannot be too keen or too careful on those who would try to overstep the bounds of normal magical limitations.
I assume you're referring to um magic such as oh god damn it, Kelly, I'm gonna murder this word. Is it not Netherim, is it?
Ethereal. Ethereal.
Netheril. Yeah, Netheril is the. I assume that's what
Mhm.
you're keeping an eye out for.
Yes, and speaking of the like, I am very intrigued to have a warlock of the Lady of Shade at my table. It's been some time since she's called one champion. I'm very intrigued to watch your career, young man, and see where she takes you.
I will eye him curiously and go, "What do you know about my matron?"
Oh, you didn't think you were the first, were you?
She hasn't spoken of any other champions before me.
I think she prefers to keep it that way, though I can't speak for her.
May I ask what happened to them?
I'm afraid I do not know. They were before my time. If I had to surmise, I'd say they probably failed her in some capacity. And he takes a big bite of chicken.
Um, so I don't suppose that you could point us in a direction to a well, wait, would it be higher or lower?
We'd want to go lower.
No, not if we want to make it back to the surface. So it would be higher, right?
Why do we want to go back to the surface?
While you're deliberating this, he'll say, I can tell you that there are paths, many paths leading both up and down Undermount.
Are there any in and around this vicinity that would lead us back up?
He says, well, Based on what you have said, I guess you have just made your way out of the woods.
Yes, and with quite a bit of hurry.
If it's of any consideration, there is another path which has apparently been dug during my absence. I found out about this while you were eating and scrying about the comings and goings of the chamber around. It appears to be closer towards the northwest.
Okay.
I am afraid I don't know the details of where that leads, but it appears to lead off to some unknown chamber.
So,
If you wish to go down, that would be towards the southeast.
well, I think we need to regroup a bit, assuming that uh, Mr. Blackcloak allows us to. Although it doesn't seem like he's tried to bar us from exiting. Um,
He says, if it's of any consideration, Mr. Blackcloak has simply allowed me to stay in this castle. It was here before even I inhabited. I simply claimed it as my own.
um, before we take our leave, if you'll allow us, two other quick questions. Um, I assume that well, two questions, two parts to one. I assume that the homunculus running around is your familiar?
Yes, I'm able to keep eyes and ears on through him.
He seemed quite upset about a fey dragon that may be running around here and wanted us to mm,
Rid of it.
get rid of it, dismantle it.
Kill it, says Julie.
Ah, is that so? A moment, if you would, please. He kind of leans back in his chair, closes his eyes for a minute, and reaches out with his hand. Kind of awkwardly sits there for about 30 seconds before he opens his eyes and goes, huh. Well, that is a nuisance. This is what happens when I'm afraid from home for too long. I must make a point to clean up.
um,
And he kind of claps his hands, and you watch as, moving from the kitchen past your direction, past Treverion's direction. Treverion, are you just eating like food in a corner away from the table there?
I'm not eating anything. I'm just sitting in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
They
I
kind of
did
move
not
past
partake
you.
in any of it.
Okay, the rest of you are partaking in the feast, right?
I'm eating
Yes.
Yeah.
food, yeah.
Okay. And then you watch as the feather dusters and stuff kind of go past you then into the hallway beyond.
And
Very Fantasia style.
and the last question I would have are the giants outside hostile creatures?
He says, they can be if you're not careful. They they tend to see littler folk like us as insects, ants, not something to converse with.
But other than that, as long as we probably don't take any direct action against them, they would more than likely leave us alone.
They're less likely to bother you if you stay out of view.
And last but not least, how would we find ourselves out of your castle here?
He says, I can prepare a spell to escort you safely, if you would like.
I'm going to.
Though, something tells me that if you were able to make your way in, you would probably be able to make your way out, too.
This is true. I was just wondering if there was an easier way.
There is, and I can assist with that. But for now, eat, and if you're willing, take a rest, too.
I hate how Killy roleplays that voice. um.
Please take the candy from my van.
uh. guess. Does anyone have any other questions for Medgoth? And we would be free to I would be free to answer any of yours. No one? Crickets?
I don't make any motion at all about that.
Alright, I'll continue to eat and ask him when would be an appropriate time to leave. We can't afford the rest.
Did you say you can't?
Can't afford to rest right now.
Okay, he says. Well, I am quite sorry to hear that. But as you can leave as you wish. Though, I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me while you finish the meal. There is some homecoming things I must yet take care of, and it would not do for my other guest, and he gestures towards Kodnar, to see my home in such a state. And he briskly kind of walks into the kitchen and past the rest of you.
I will thank him as he leaves the room.
Um,
Time to go. Julie quickly gathers up his stuff and says, "It's like, come on, let's get out of here before he goes to the bathroom."
you mean tries to?
Kelly, I'll walk over to the courtyard and see if the statue's still pointing in the same direction.
Yes.
Alright.
You know how stupid it would be if we had a wizard chasing us down because he stole his fucking shitter?
Julie says to the other wizard, "Good luck," and rolls his eyes and leaves.
I'm of the opinion that we should probably excuse ourselves now and not make any more of a problem for him. Shall we go?
Yeah, I'll follow you.
On my way out the door, I'll look at the other wizard and saying, "Well, guess we won't be seeing you later. Toodles." And
He says, Wait. What proof have you seen of the demise of these other wizards?
2 floors up, 1 door over.
As you keep walking.
He kind of sits there at the table for a second, dumbfounded, like he's not sure what the next steps to take are.
I didn't say I was
All right.
lawful good.
Where are you guys making your way to?
I suggest
Back up to the roof so we
stairs
can
and
fly
fly the
everyone
fuck
down.
off.
Okay. So, you guys make your way as quickly as you possibly can back towards the roof. Right? Yes, no?
Yes,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Okay. You pop your head out from the secret door,
Oh shit.
closing it behind you, and the second it closes behind you, it electrifies. You look up, and sitting on the battlements with his back turned towards you, you see Madgoth.
Wait, where are we at? I lost.
Bottom right.
Okay, yeah.
He turns back in your direction and he says, You know, as I've said, I've always taken a keen interest in prominent casters. You see, I like to study their brains. Pick at them, if you will. The mind of a caster is unique, intriguing,
And
the
delicious.
way in which it magically dances across the brain. I had hoped you'd stay the evening. It would make things much easier. You see,
well, no, we left you your pet downstairs to deal with. You have plenty of research to do with him.
That might yet be easy. You, on the other hand, I must insist you stay. And he whistles. You see, floating up from behind you in the middle of the air, is the familiar wizard Zartem, the old man still covered with Kay's cloak. As he kind of floats up in your direction, you watch as the body kind of twists and cavorts a little bit, while Maggoth reaches a hand into his robes and folds his arms a little bit. As the body continues to twist and cavort, it begins to expand rapidly, taking on this bluish, blackish sort of shape as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can see a strange creature with 8 eyes and several tentacles in the shape of a fish. As
Has
legends
anyone
tell,
ever said? Go ahead. Go ahead.
hidden within the ancient tomes of forgotten lore are dread aberrations even more dreaded than the whispered aboleth. Lurking upon the depths are not just those that would enslave, but devour both mind and body. One such aberration, the Octobas, now floats in the air behind you, ready to devour you whole. Madgoth simply smiles as his hands begin to light with fire, and he says, "It's been a while since I've had to resort to the hard way." And I need everyone to roll initiative against Madgoth and the magical Octobas.
Okay. One thing. Has anyone ever told you that revenge is a dish best served cold?
Fish cold.
Oh, my first thought was, you slimy bastard.
We begin the order with Daz, who I'm very sad is not here.
I am too.
Oh, there's one other thing I forgot. His homunculus would absolutely be with him.
We were looking. We were trying to help you out, man.
Okay.
This is Divinity music.
Yes, it is. All right. So Daz, seeing the dreaded Octobas behind him, is going to. I'm looking at my maneuvers here.
Disengage and fire 2 shots.
Well, he isn't going to be disengaged because he's not.
He gets it as a bonus action free, so basically so.
He is actually going to. Well, we're going to start by just trying to hit him with the light crossbow, which is going to hit the Octobas. And after that hit, he is going to burn a superiority die in order to make that a menacing strike, menacing attack.
Oh, what does that do?
Add a superiority die to the attack's damage roll. The target must make a wisdom save. On a failure, it is frightened of you until the end of your next turn. So.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
He changed from champion fighter to battlemaster fighter. And it's one of the few fighter roles I kind of know how to play. The Octobas will crit on the wisdom save, so he is not frightened. Alright. He will then do another strike against the Octobas. That one will hit as well. And then, not wanting to really be caught between a rock and a hard place, he is just going to move behind cover. Bonus action dash over here. Draloff, you're up next.
So that guy's floating. I can't hit him melee, right?
Not from there, you can't. No, he's floating up in the air above you.
Alright, then I'm going to turn my attention over to the homunculus.
He is, by the way, the Octobas is floating over the depths, swimming in the air, as it were, and 20 feet above you. The homunculus is ground level.
The mage is not floating, is he?
No.
Hold on. June's got a good point. I'm going to go thwack the mage.
Okay.
Raged. As I run over our rage, use reckless attack. I'm gonna take 2 swings of the cauterizer. The first one being great weapon, then the second one
Okay. The 16.
-5.
16 minus 5 will not hit.
All right, regular swing.
Okay. The 21 will hit, but instead of rolling damage, you hit
Okay.
the second swing. You know you hit, but it bounces off of him like rubber, and he just looks back at you with a wicked grin. Your attack,
Gotcha.
although it hit, does no damage.
All right.
That it for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the Octobass is going to use a legendary action to reach out with one of its tentacles in an effort to grab Singe. 14 is going to miss him, though.
Thank God.
Madgoth, on his turn, is going to... His hand's already alight with fire. Is going to... He doesn't have Fireball. They're alight with lightning. He is going to fire a lightning bolt at 5th level. 100 feet long, 5 feet wide.
Counterspell.
You don't have counterspell.
That sounded good.
No, but I do.
You'll have to... He's casting at 5th level, so you'll have to make a charisma check. Check, not save.
Oh, my bad.
Alright, that's good enough. You'll counter the spell. He looks a little frustrated with that. And...
I'll wink at him.
Oh, taunt him, why don't you?
he is... Let's see. He is going to shift over in that direction.
I would opportunity strikes, but it'll bounce off of it.
It will bounce off of him and does no damage.
Yep.
Alright, the homunculus is going to pounce on you and attempt to bite you, Draloff. 16 beat your AC?
Yes,
Ties. Alright, you take 12 points of piercing damage, reduced to 6 because you're raging, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw with advantage. You're fine. That's his turn. Treverin,
Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move away from the group. And now that my friend is out there in the middle of everything, I am going to pull out a diamond and smile at him and say, you know what? This looks a lot better than brains, and cast that.
Okay, so that's going to, I assume, affect the homunculus and the octobus as well, as
Yep,
per your
everything I can
choice.
see. Yep.
Okay. So, the homunculus, didn't mean to roll out with advantage, but we'll say he fails. He is charmed. Let's just use this to recognize the charm. The octobus, 16 beat your DC?
Nope, ties it.
Ties it? Okay, then he wins on a tie. The octobus is not charmed. Madgoth is immune.
Okay.
Alright. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Singe, you're up next.
I know. Hold on. Just check something.
Of course, he charms the one thing I can hit.
Alright.
I'll remind him that that's the most irrelevant monster on this map at the moment.
But I can't hit one, and the other one is apparently immune to physical damage.
Shut it, dwarf.
Alright. Let me just check. 30 feet. I'm going to move to there. Let me just. Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I really hate. There. Just so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm gonna move to there. And I'm going to turn around on the Lovecraftian horror that is floating above me or back behind me,
Uh-huh.
whatever.
The Octobas, let's establish this.
Yes. And cast that.
Okay. As a reaction, Mad Goth will counterspell you.
Okay. Just burn through those slots, Mad God.
And he will counterspell you at 4th level. Alright, anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay. I didn't know you had that.
Ah.
Singe, or not Singe, you're done. Julie, you're up. Oh, before that happens, the Octobas, on its turn, will use 2 more legendary actions. You will all hear this discordant, horrific melody that sounds like a southern folk song played on banjo from the far realm.
Deliverance?
I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw. Mad Goth is immune to this, but the homunculus is not.
Sure.
Anybody gets
Julie-
less?
Doesn't Julie come before the horror
Legendary.
thing?
Legendary action. They can use legendary actions
Oh.
at the end of another creature's turn.
That was bad.
Alright. K is okay. The homunculus is not. Treverin is not. Dreloff is not. Singe is not. Julie is not. And I have to roll for Daz. It's like I'm missing one there somewhere. Alright, Daz is okay. The rest of you, including the homunculus, will take 10 points of psychic damage.
Alright.
I'll take 5.
No, you won't. That's the
Really?
one thing. That's the one thing you don't take half of is psychic damage.
Oh, that's right. Okay, psychic. Gotcha.
He's like, ha! Gotcha, bitch!
Mm-hmm. This Octobas is going to devour your ass. If I have my way.
I see mold earth stopping that.
It'd be hard because he's kind of floating above everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's a crazy sorcerer that'll chunk my ass up there.
Let me know when you're good for me to go.
Yep, anytime.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have enough movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, to get to the mage. So I will move to here and attack the homunculus on my way to the mage.
Okay. Just double checking Insight Greed. It's just double checking. Or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it, it didn't take damage from anything else yet. Okay. Okay, 25 will hit. Alright. You slash down on top of this very large homunculus, cutting into its skin. It's going to make a wisdom save against the Insight Greed, which it fails. It is still greeted. Alright, that it for your turn?
No, I still have enough movement to get to there.
Okay, and then the homunculus is charmed, so it's not going to do anything to you. Alrighty. Next is the Octobas. The Octobas is going to float down by about 10 feet in this direction, and reaching out with 2 of its tentacles, it is going to attempt to hit both Kay and Treverin. Starting with Kay. 25, probably.
That'll hit me.
Okay. You take 22 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. I need to reload real quick because my roll 20 just got crazy for some reason.
That's because you weren't expecting me to cast what I just did in reaction to the homunculus.
Bear with me a minute, I apologize.
Oh, take your time.
How long did it take you to create such a monstrosity?
Not that long. I had inspiration. All right. So, Kay, you were grappled,
Okay.
and you take the 22 points of bludgeoning.
Already did. Yep.
Then the second tentacle is going to reach out in Treveran's direction. 17 with the shield is probably not going to beat your AC.
That's correct.
Okay, you're fine. All right, with that, the Octobass is going to reel you in, Kay, and it is going to attempt to swallow you whole.
Wow. Okay. Yep. That'll do.
You are knocked unconscious and are swallowed by the Octobass. All of you watch as Kay just goes into this gigantic creature's mouth and disappears. Kay, I need you to make a death saving throw for me, please. One success. Daz, seeing this, is going to bonus action attempt to hide from behind cover, which is easily going to beat everybody's perception. He's then going to poke out and is going to unload into the Octobass, starting with his first shot. And he will make a precisioning attack to add it to the roll. All right, so he can add a d8 to it total. Yeah, that's going to hit one way or the other. Doing 6 points of damage to it on that swing. On the second one, he's going to burn another one of those, and this time he's going to make it sharpshooter. 28 minus 5, that'll still hit for 23 points of damage. And on that one, because he's taking 20 damage or more in a single turn. Oh, from a creature inside it. Okay. Okay, just double checking something. All right, so he unloads into the Octobass. He's then going to action surge and then fire 2 more times. He doesn't have advantage on these. He is not going to make them sharpshooter. Both attacks will hit. Okay, that's his turn. Dryloff, you're up.
And take the Octobass still out of reach of melee.
He is 10 feet above. He is just out of reach. You would have to climb on top of the battlements in order to hit it from melee.
Oh shit, that's not what I'm gonna do. Hold on. I'd have to. Nah, I wouldn't be able to get up there to hit him. Alright, I might switch the 1, 2. Does the 17 hit it? The bass.
Yep. All right. You fire 2 shots into the Octobass. It is clearly injured. It's starting to look somewhat injured, but it is still kind of hovering there. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he's going to use legendary action to attempt to tentacle Treveran. 26 should beat your armor class.
Yeah, even shielded it does.
Okay. 20 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. You are still visible, though.
Okay.
Okay. Next up is Madgoth. Julie in front of him, he is going to look in your direction, Julie, and say, I don't think so. And he is going to attempt to cast Banishment onto you. I need you to make a Charisma saving throw. Julie is banished to the Shadow Realm, temporarily.
Yay!
So those of you who are paying attention to the fight see as Julie just kind of disappears from sight. The Homunculus is charmed and is going to make his way up to Treveran. Treverin, it is your turn. You are still grappled by this creature.
Yep, that's fine. I'm turning around and kind of annoyed at this point. Everyone sees that my eyes turn green, and I flick my wrist and hit the octobass with this.
Okay. Dex save for him, which is not his strong suit. He will fail, taking the full 22 points of acid.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to.
Remind me about the half damage on the end of its next turn.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and face step.
Attaboy.
And I want to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 to there.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the Octobass is going to use its 2 legendary actions to once again do the horrific Far Realm Discordant Melody. And that will affect the homunculus as well. Kay, you don't
Sorry.
hear it.
Hey, Kelly, I apologize for the interruption. The vitriolic sphere, that was at the Octobass, correct?
Correct.
All right. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I did
that's
not
okay.
hit you with it.
No, it's
he
just that
can't.
banishment's a concentration spell, so I just didn't know
Right.
if you had targeted the mage. That's all.
The vitriolic spear hit the Octobass. It hit him alone. This melody is not going to affect Julie because Julie has been banished. It's not going to affect Kay because Kay has been swallowed. Everybody else, including the homunculus, will need to make a wisdom saves.
Fuck me.
Singe will fail.
I pre-rolled. I got a 13. I don't know if it showed up or not.
It did. You're okay.
I'm going to burn
Okay.
my inspiration so I can do it with advantage.
Okay. The homunculus will succeed. You're fine. And Daz fails. So Singe and Daz will both take 9 points of psychic damage.
20. Okay. Jesus, I'm bad with fucking math.
That's why I have a calculator out.
Julie, you're up next.
Just hanging out in the demiplane. There's not much I can do.
That's true. All right. At the start of the Octobass's turn, because you are swallowed, Kay, you will take 1 death saving throw failure.
Wait a minute.
Because his internal stomach's acid, the internal stomachs are devouring away at you.
Singe, did you
What?
get to go?
That's what I'm looking at.
No, you didn't. You skipped
No, I
over
didn't.
Singe.
Oh, okay. Singe, go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
did move and I tried to cast banishment, and you counterspelled that, but yeah,
That
That
was
was
last
last
turn.
yeah,
You haven't taken a roll. I don't know why it skipped over you. I'm sorry. Go ahead and take your turn.
it's not a problem. All right. So, question:
Mm-hmm.
Is the octobass's like? Is it just like mouth just closed, or is it like like back? What do you call it?
Right now it's closed.
Right now, it's closed. Hmm. Well, then, what I would like to do.
The other thing, while I'm thinking about it, I think Treverin, you would have to make a con save for the homunculus. Oh, for the Insight Greed. Is that a concentration spell?
He would, but didn't it break already?
Not yet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Con save, right?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that with advantage.
We'll count it. You're okay. You're still focused
Yeah.
on the spell.
Okay. And don't forget that since we're kind of out of turns, that at the end of this turn, he's got to take half.
Yep.
Your
Thank you for reminding me.
Or the bass.
Yep. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that now.
Let me just check on 2 things, Gilly. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
All right. range, that's right. And then range, that's right. So, I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. Um, I was going to go in its mouth with the Spiritual Weapon, but that's not going to work. So I will cast that on the Octobus.
Okay. So let's do this.
Actually, Kelly, not to we probably need to undo what you just did because it's actually he failed that save, so it's a 5d4,
Oh,
not half.
okay. Go ahead and roll 5d4.
Sorry.
Who?
Treverin, roll 5d4. I just want to get the sphere out of the way so I don't forget it later.
Yeah.
Because he'll take it sort of his turn anyway. All right, you got the spiritual weapon. You're using it right against him. 18 will hit, so you can go ahead and roll damage on it. All right.
All right. So that's 9 on him. And then,
Yep.
seeing that the Octobus is somewhat wounded,
Quite badly at this point.
I will cast this.
Ow. That
Wait.
sucks.
That is
Absolutely the
horrendous.
worst Toll the Dead roll ever.
Well, he fails to save. 2 points of damage.
Okay. And with that
Wait.
said, I want to move out of Maggoth's eyesight. Out of curiosity, when we were up here earlier,
Mhm.
this is the courtyard down here, right?
Correct.
And how far a drop was that?
40 feet.
40 feet. And this was electrified as we opened the door, right?
Correct. Well, it's electrified as soon as you close the secret door.
But this is not electrified, right? The open
Not the
air?
battlements. No.
No? Okay. Just wanted to think of something. I'm just gonna move out
Okay.
of Mad Gus line of eyesight there.
Okay. You duck behind cover. If you haven't already, Kay, you'll take that death saving throw failure.
Yeah, I already have it on there.
Okay. The Octobus is going to, still being 10 feet in the air. There we go. Float down to there. And is going to reach out with a tentacle. Double checking the reach here. It will hit. He'll try to hit Draloff with it. You'll take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as you are grappled, Draloff. I'm actually just going to roll that a second time just to make sure it doesn't crit. Okay. You were grappled by that. And then he's going to pull you in for a bite. You're going to take. That's going to be 13 points of piercing damage. And you are swallowed.
Okay. Just means I can hit his ass now.
From inside, Kay, you'll need to make another death save. Pray to God you don't roll one. One's another success. Daz is going to bonus action hide. Which he's going to fail this time around. And then he's going to unload 2 shots into the Octobus. Actually, let me double check the range on this.
If it's a crossbow, if it's a heavy crossbow, it's the same thing as a longbow.
No, light crossbow.
That's the same thing as a short bow.
It should be 80 feet if my memory serves, so he should
Says
be
it
okay.
right on there.
It does
there you
80
go.
and then 320.
Yeah, he's got more than enough room. All right. Wow, crit on that too. Okay. So, the 12, the 9, and the extra 7, and he has sharpshooter. Does he get another attack on a crit? Nah, he wouldn't have disadvantage on the ranged attack anyway with sharpshooter. He does not. Okay. He is then going to move a little bit that way, and that's going to be the end of his turn. Dreloff, you are blinded and restrained within this creature.
So I need to roll with disadvantage.
Not necessarily, because whatever you're going to hit, it's going to be, well, I don't know, because K is in there.
Yeah, but how big this thing is, I don't think he's gonna really hit me.
So, well, you would have disadvantage by being restrained. So, yeah, you would roll with disadvantage anyway, while this creature's kind of trying to devour you.
Alright, so if I go reckless, I can do regular roll.
Yep.
I'm gonna do normal roll twice.
Okay. 13 misses, so does 10.
Uh,
You swing around, and the innards of the octobass are surprisingly strong.
I immediately think of that scene
That's what I was going for.
when he's just stabbing the inside, like ah.
Okay. All done, Dralf?
Yeah.
Okay. Madgoth is next. Having successfully banished Julie, he is going to make his way over here. Looking at you, Treverin, he says, I have to admit, I've been interested in those touched by the shadows, especially considering your unique background. Well then, show me what you can do. And he is going to fire a magic missile at 4th level in your direction. 2, 3, 4.
12.
12 points of damage. And that will be his turn. The homunculus is going to get in between the two of you and look at you like a playful puppy. You're up. Oh, you know what? You'll have to make a con save before that happens. Okay, you're still focused on the spell.
And he's huge, right? So technically, I got a little bit of cover with him being there, right?
Kinda.
Kind of. Okay. Oh. Well. This is what I'm going to do then.
How did my character sheet get so small? There we go.
First thing, I'm going to move. Okay. I am going to move to here.
Mm-hmm.
My range, that's 50. And turn around, and at the big ugly fish, I am going to cast a wrong spell. I'm going to cast Magic Missile at level 2 at it.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
I basically just want to pummel that thing till it blows out the innards, and Draloff and Kay both fall out
Okay.
onto the floor.
Very, very badly injured, doing your best to maintain the ability to stay on your feet. Your eyes go pitch black as you focus deep within the shadowy reaches of the magic that fuels your being. Tapping into the frustration of being stopped from your journey in such a weird fashion and seeing your companions badly injured, you unload a pair of magic missiles that shoot straight forward from your hands. And as compared to the normal sort of colorless flare that would normally accompany a standard pair of magic missiles, these are black and shadowy, and there are practically tendrils that kind of float off of it. And as you unleash those magic missiles, I'd also like you to go ahead and make one perception check for me. So tapping into those frustrations, you can't help but note the unique pattern of this particular set of magic missiles as they escape your hand. Now, wizards can always shape them into a particular way. That wasn't what was on your mind. What was on your mind was tapping into whatever magic dwelled deep within you and unleashing it into that creature. And you can see the magical faint glimmer behind each of the missiles of what almost looks like a feather as they impact into this beast. The beast kind of howls a little bit. You can hear this, it tries to start up that same sort of discordant far realm melody before it just kind of collapses and dissipates as it collapses into shadowy dust. I will say, because it was hovering above, that both Draloff and Kay are going to fall 10 feet, which means, Kay, you're going to take another death saving throw failure.
Oops, I didn't make like that. I meant to click the failure button.
Good thing. And Draloff, you're going to take 3 points of damage.
And as we see kind of Kay fall out and looking unconscious, I say, Singe, you know what to do next.
I was already on it.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Singe, you're up next, speaking of which.
Let me just check something real fast. Huh. Well, that's not going to make its way down to there. Not in that. So, I am going to move to here. That's what, 10 feet? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to cast this. Let me just check. Oh, alright, yeah. I'm going to cast this at level 4.
Maggoth counterspells you at level 5.
Okay.
He says, "Oh no, you're not robbing me of my prize."
Fine. I cast this on Maggoth.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
Julie, you're next.
If I ever get out of here, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Kay, another death save. How many failures is that?
That's 3. I'm dead.
Daz is going to make his way out from cover, while poking his head out from cover, to focus on the battle ahead, is going to fire into Madgoth. Both attacks, regardless whether or not they hit, are just going to trickle off of Madgoth like glue. At this, Daz says, "He must have some kind of field or something on him that's protecting him from damage." And is going to attempt to hide again. Draloff, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna have to try to hit him to keep my rage, so I'm gonna walk up and smack him. I won't even roll damage, so I know it's not gonna affect him.
It's not going to affect him. It simply bounces off. Whoops. Madgoth, on his turn, is simply going to reach out in your direction and cast Shocking Grasp. And that'll hit you for 19 points of lightning damage, reduced to 9. Trebaron.
Hmm. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 10 feet of movement first. Move to here. And then I'll give it a shot anyway. I'm gonna cast this at level 3 at the wizard.
It simply bounces off of him.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. And then I'm gonna use 20 feet of movement because of my condition to go this way. So 5, 10, 15.
I will say, as the missiles hit him, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay.
And now, okay. Singe,
Yep.
you're up next.
Uh, hmm. Hold on. Well, first let's move this 20 feet. 2, 3. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm moving it 20 feet. All right. Secondly, I'm going to move to there. And let's see. That's gone. That's gone. I really can't do anything else. I don't think. No, I can't.
Okay. Julie's still banished. Kay is passed. It's at this moment, before the round starts, that you watch as fading into view is a fairly large-looking draconic butterfly creature that exhales some sort of rainbow-colored gas in Madgoth's direction. And you watch as it seems to actually affect him a little bit. And you hear the fairy dragon say, "Helmet! Take it now!" in Draconic. Daz is not going to be able to get all the way up there in one turn, so he is just going to move there and hold an action. Dreloff, you're up.
What do I need to use to reach for his helmet and rip it off his fucking head?
Athletics check. You'll have advantage because he's been disoriented by this fairy dragon. And because you're raging, for that matter. Alright, while he's disoriented by this rainbow-colored breath, you hear the dragon call it out in Draconic. Which I'm sure Singe will echo. You reach out and you rip the helmet off of him.
Alright. Now can I swing? Well, I'll swing what? Or is that my action?
That would have been your action to rip it off of him.
Alright.
That it for your turn?
Yep.
Okay. He is affected by the breath, so I need to close a few pages so I can figure out what in the hell I'm doing. Alright. Roll d6. Takes no action or bonus action, uses its movement to move in a random direction. So it is just going to move in this direction, randomly. Dreloff, you can take a swing at him if you wish.
Damn right I do.
Does the spinning blades of death from Singe also get a hit since he went by him?
Oh, did he have
Yeah, they're
Spirit
right there.
Guardians?
Yeah, that's what
No.
the 5
no,
foot is,
no,
isn't
the
it?
spirit weapon.
No. It's spiritual
No,
weapon.
Spiritual Weapon does
Oh.
not get an attack of
Oh.
opportunity.
All right, I hit him for 12.
Okay, and that, as you've been bouncing and hitting and hitting him and hitting him, so far it hasn't been doing any damage. This one cuts into him.
Constitution saving throw.
And it has to make a wisdom save at the end of its turn, which I forgot to do. It is no longer affected by the breath, but as it runs off, it does take the hit from you, and now he's very aware of what's going on. He looks around and feels up above his head, and he has a sudden look of panic about him. The
Make a
homunculus is
con
still...
save for Julie.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Julie, you're no longer banished.
I yell at Julie. He's vulnerable now.
Julie, you land back next to this gigantic fairy ass dragon.
Hi.
Hi.
The homunculus is still chasing Treverin. And it is your turn.
Okay. Now that I see something is different.
Yeah, he's bleeding.
Oh yeah. I am going to move 10 feet so I have a nice clear view of him, and just double checking my range real fast. It's gonna hit him either way. Well, so much for the goblin. Aiming at our friend, I'm going to hit him with this.
Okay. 20-foot radius sphere. I mean, I'm sure you can arrange that to where it won't hit the goblin.
That's the thing, I don't think I can, but let me try.
150 feet radius, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can aim it at Cave's corpse, I guess. Kind of center it there. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, it'll leave it. I mean, you could also aim it like this. I'm trying to prevent Kay from getting any more melted. Especially because I know Singe has a revival in his back pocket.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, if you're okay with it being on top of the armament like that and hitting him still, that's fine.
It explodes at exploding radius. It's absolutely going to hit him.
Okay, that's fine with me then.
Okay. That said, he can see you from where he is, and he's not a big fan of that, and he's getting a little scared, so he's going to counterspell you at 3rd level. Now, Vitriolic is 3rd or 4th?
That's a 4th level spell.
Okay, so he'll have to make an intelligence check, which he fails. So the spell still goes off. The bad news is he does have advantage against saving throws on spells, so he'll make an advantage dex save. He'll
Okay.
take half of the 21 points of damage.
Okay. And then for the rest of my movement, I am still going to continue to, let's see, I went 10 there, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Right there.
Okay, Singe, you're up next.
All right. I have no idea if this works. If this will work whatsoever. But this is what I would like to try to do. Um, uh, I'm going to take a dash action. Would grabbing something off of someone be considered an action, or like if I just
Depends on what you're going to try to do.
I'm
The
gonna,
helmet for me, probably.
yeah, that's what I was going to try to grab.
If he passes it off to you, I'll say that will be a bonus action for the turn.
Okay.
I'll toss it to him.
Well, I take that back. We'll make it a free action because you're basically interacting with an object that's already in play.
I'll toss it to him.
Well,
Okay.
Don't toss it to me. 'Cause
Don't toss it to him.
I don't
Alright.
want to have to try and make that dex fucking save.
Watch you fumble it as you run by.
I'm gonna move to here. Grab the helmet off
Like
the
a
very
Philadelphia Eagle running back.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
I'm going to even though I know most magic items don't work like this, I'm going to attempt to shove that fucking helmet on the top of my head.
it's a little disjointed because it's not built for a dragonborn head, but you're able to kind of get it on.
Okay, and then I am going to rush to him.
Okay.
And if that was a free action, and that wasn't my bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving that to him and attacking him.
Alrighty.
So let me roll on that real fast.
Okay. All right. 18 will hit. And the force damage does hit him, but it actually seems to be a little bit muted. And you get the sense that he must have some abjurer's training because he seems to be somewhat resistant to spells.
Fair enough. I'm still here now, and because I took that. Well, wait. Can I even cast the bonus and the dash, or no?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You use your action to dash, and you use a bonus action for the spiritual weapon.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then I'm there, and I don't care if that thing doesn't have ear holes. I'm slamming it down on my head, hoping it works.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
That's where I'm at.
All right. Julie, you come back from a demiplane to appear into the scene. You see this weird fairy dragon that's easily twice your size, about the same size as that green dragon you fought earlier, in fact, standing next to you. You see Singe with this ill-fitting helmet charging at the mage, who no longer possesses it. And you see nearby is the mangled corpse of Kay.
All right.
I wouldn't say mangled. I'd say covered in saliva.
There you
But-
go.
All right.
And I'd like to tell. I'm sorry, I don't to interrupt. I just like the idea of being able to tell this tale going into tomorrow. I killed my players with a fucking octobus.
You killed one player with an octobat.
I killed a player with a fucking octobus.
All right. Going by looking at the dragon or the thing,
Mhm.
and remembering the conversation that everyone was having before about the fairy dragon, and that they were fey creatures, and Julie, pictures them as good aligned things, and seeing the mage and everyone still fighting him and not the dragon, Julie's going to come to the conclusion that he needs to deal with the mage before he gets banished again. So I'm assuming I cannot share space with the spiritual weapon. Is that so?
Yeah, you can.
Fuck yeah, you can.
All right, and I'm going to run up and going to do the Great Weapon Master sacrificing to hit for damage.
Okay.
So the button I have built for it is for the Great Sword, so it's going to say Great Sword, but it's my long sword.
Okay.
Now, how long has it been since we fought the Roper? Has it been 8 hours?
You haven't taken a long rest. You took a short rest.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to use my talisman because exhaustion sucks.
Yep. All right. 10 will miss. 15 will not.
All right. So just add 10 to this.
Okay. 21 points of damage. And as that hits, it is longsword. It is a magic weapon, so he's not resistant to it. All right, that does full damage to him, and he looks badly injured by it.
And I'm killing myself for using my action surge on the damn wands. That's it. That's my turn. I don't get a bonus attack.
All right. And then on Daz's turn, he is going to attempt to fire 2 sharpshooter shots at the mage this time. So -5 to the rolls. That's not going to hit. That one will. So we add 8 damage to the roll, hitting him for 18. He is then, knowing the better of how to fight mages, going to make his way over here, bonus action dash, behind cover. Growloff, you're up next.
You're fucking done. Let's see. Advantage. Reckless is swinging.
All right. 21 and 19 will both hit. Ow, with the 16 points of damage. He ain't quite dead, but he looks like he's on the verge. That it for your turn?
Yeah.
On his turn, Mad Goth will. Damn, I'll deal with you yet. And he points over in the dragon's direction. Enjoy your temporary victory. I still got my prize. And he is going to attempt to teleport away.
That's a lot of fucking tech.
Yes, it is. But all I basically need to ask is, does anybody counterspell it? Or try to?
Punching him in his mouth count?
Nope.
I mean, as
If
a
the-
rogue and WoW, I can kick.
If the answer is no, he disappears from view.
I'm just making sure I don't think I have anything that can handle that.
Okay.
I do
So
not.
the homunculus is still, focused on you, Treverin. You're still technically in combat.
Yep.
One thing I forgot then, the dragon is just going to make his way over here. I think he has that that kind of movement. Yeah, he does. That's all he's going to be able to do.
That's
All right.
fine. At this point, that. Uh, Same either way. You know what? I am going to. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so aim at the homunculus. He is not engaged with me yet, right? He's more than 5 feet still, correct?
Well, he would be engaged with you, but he's still charmed by you. I just
Okay.
didn't move him enough feet.
All right, well, that's fine. Well, then what I'll do first then is I will move 20 feet. 5,
Mm-hmm.
5, 10, 15, 20. Turn around and going to hit him with this.
Okay. It fails to save, so it takes the 17 points. It will repeat a wisdom save because you did something harmful to it.
Yep.
Or is that concentration too? I don't remember if Mind Spike's concentration.
Mine's my guess concentration, so I'm dropping it.
Okay, so he's no longer charmed. Anyway. All right, he's badly injured. It looks like if he were to take about another one of those, he'd drop.
Yep.
Are you done for your turn?
Nope. And I'm going to go ahead and move my next 10 feet around the corner. And now I'm done with my turn.
All right, Singe.
Okay. So so um I I'm going to do something RP is shit and hope in hopes that somehow this will work out in our favor.
Okay.
Sensing that Treverin is kind of running away from the homunculus, and the homunculus has its own problems with the dragon, with the Fey dragon chasing it. Um, Kay is well and truly dead at the moment, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to drop to my knees. And knowing that I have basically exhausted all my inherent powers, I am going to immediately begin to pray to the dragon gods, to the Fey gods, any of the gods that I have run into in my travels, specifically ones of, good nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do that for a full turn in hopes that something can happen either out of combat or directly afterward.
4 percentile dice for me.
Sure. What, D100?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, shit. That didn't work.
I almost said 2d10s. I was like, wait a minute.
I that's what I thought too.
Okay, you get down on your knees and you start praying.
Okay. I'm going to continue to do that for a round, and I will explain the latter portion after either next turn or whatever.
We'll get a little bit more into that. I think once combat's over, we're almost done with it.
That's
Julie.
Okay then. Hold on. I'll move over here. Let's see. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. And as long as I'm not going to hit the dragon, I'll take 2 shots with my longbow on the homunculus.
Yep. All right, go ahead and roll damage. All right, that's going to be enough that it causes him to get killed. You watch as that actually just fades, kind of just disappears as it dies. The fairy dragon seems to be especially happy by that outcome. You're out of combat. Singe, you're on your knees praying. What do you say, and who do you pray to?
First of all, don't kill me if I get the goddamn dragon god mixed up again. Okay? I won't say it's fucking Bahamut.
Yes.
Okay. I keep fucking it up because I was reading the what do you call it? So basically, as a cleric of the war domain, I have seen many, and I'm going to say this in Draconic. I have seen many a comrade fall in battle, and so many times I have been helpless to 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 stop what was basically inevitable. And I'm going to pray that Bahamut infuses me with some kind of power so that I can get one last cast off and try to revivify. God damn it. How the fuck do I say your name, Kay?
Caitlin Tonwin.
Caitlin Tonwin. And if the gods will it, I will try to get him up. But other than that, all my physical and spiritual powers are exhausted.
You fall into a deep trance as you reach out, first towards Bahamut, praying towards your deity, hoping to reach and revivify your fallen friend, having cursed that you have expended your resources unable to call upon your natural capabilities of doing so itself. and a voice reaches back. But it's not the voice of Bahamut. The voice is different, darker, sinister. It says, "You'll have to give more than prayers." You open your eyes and see yourself surrounded by shadow. You vaguely recall the sensation being one that's been described to you in passing by both Treverin and Kay. Kay when he reaches out to his patron, Treverin when he rests within the Shadowfell. Something about this place feels off, and you cannot place the voice.
And I'm going to say, and what more might I have to give?
There are many things a mortal can promise.
And these things would be?
Your soul, for one.
Question real fast. Uh, so the only actual religion, like, is I basically grew up Catholic. Um,
Mhm.
I have no other religious way cult whatsoever. And the only thing in
Mhm.
Catholicism says that you can't actually sell your or trade your soul, that your soul belongs to God and is lent to you. So, the question is, what the fuck is the dragon religion or whatever?
So, conventionally, within D&D mythology,
Okay. Ah.
when a person passes,
Mhm.
their soul goes before usually the god of the dead, and in the current case this would be Kellamvor, to judge the soul for their deeds in life
Mhm.
and to be sent to the appropriate plane. For instance, paladins of a particularly lawful good nature, well, I should say, those of a particularly good nature might be sent to Mount Celestia. Some exception to these rules occur, of course, if a soul is pledged towards a particular deity, such as Sylvanas, then their soul would go to that particular god or goddess's domain as as a reward for the service to that particular deity in life. Those who are not pledged to a particular deity are judged. There are also some individuals who trade their souls to foul creatures, whether it be devils, demons, or other entities in different realms, in exchange for a favor.
Hi.
Then this is okay. All right, hold on. So asking the entity slash voice slash whatever, I'm going to say, and what do you intend to do with my soul?
You're the one looking to make an offer, aren't you?
I'm just curious what kind of bargain you intend what you intend to do with it. Will I
There
will I
is
oh go ahead. Sorry.
there is power to be found within a holy soul.
Hmm.
Yours is most unique. You're not like other of your kind. That makes your soul, your history, your memory very unique.
Then for the sake of my then for the sake of my dead friend here, I will make your bargain with you, but you may come to regret it.
You
That's
see
not a
appear
threat,
before
by the way.
you see appear before you a contract with a quill pen waiting your signature.
And I take the pen and I write Julie's name down. No, I take.
That's just so wrong. Oh, ha, 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 ha.
What's your line again?
Yeah, let's have fun with the illiterate guy. Okay, let's see how it is.
No, I, I'll sign it.
Okay.
What's your
The
alignment again?
Good, I think.
it's not going to change. It might if he were Julie down. I don't know, but the
I'll be honest with you. If that worked, I'm okay with lawful evil. But
it wouldn't, but nice try. The contract disappears in front of you, and you hear that same voice in a clear smile. Well, in a clear tone of voice, clearly please say, "A bargain struck. Thank you for your cooperation." Okay. You awake with a start, gasping for air. You're at 1 hit point. But even as you awake, although it's wordless, you can feel Rivalova raging in frustration and in revolt against what just happened. After this happens, while you guys are miraculously happy to see Kay back up, the rest of you likely would attribute this to just the cleric doing his thing and aren't aware of the intricacies of what just happened. You hear the fairy dragon speak in Draconic. Ha ha! They gone! Not long! Hurry away, quick!
I look at the fairy dragon and respond in Draconic. Thank you very much for your assistance. And bow.
He flies up, circles around in the air, and dives down into the courtyard past view.
um, is everybody up? Like up?
Yes.
Like what do you call it?
Treverin is looking very, very badly injured, as is Kay, of course, having come back from the dead. Dralof's a little badly injured. Daz and Julie are mostly okay.
Does this still appear electrified?
Yes.
I hate to leave that mage here. But I'm in no condition to fight anything. Julie, can you use
He
your
just looks at you, raises an eyebrow, like the Rock.
can you use your newfound abilities to fly down into the courtyard and see if the other doors are shut? And
What
give
other doors?
the doors from the courtyard into the castle.
Oh, you want me to go down the courtyard? I thought you meant down like.
No, the
Never
courtyard.
mind.
Yeah, no, the courtyard. I'm going to ask you, out of the goodness of your heart, if you can fly down there and see if that mage is still down there that guy was basically going to murder. And see if you can get it, see if he's still down there and if you can get him out with us.
Uh, why don't we just leave?
We could leave, but he could have treasure in reward for helping save him.
You didn't look like you had any money. Look like a doofus.
Hey, Killy,
Mm-hmm.
did that mage have any like jewels or anything on him?
You don't know. He's teleported away.
The other mage?
Oh, the other mage. You have no idea.
Okay, so he wasn't wearing any jeweled objects or anything like that.
You didn't come across an gold chamber pot or anything.
Okay, all right. Then let us leave. And perhaps take shelter where we were holed up before we entered this castle.
I can fly everyone down. Julie says, "Look, I can fly only so much," and then, rather get everyone down from here than worry about doofus guy.
Okay.
Just thinking of you, man.
Okay. Where do you guys go?
If you can show me the, I gotta find the map with the giant jail giant. All right, looking at that area where the castle is with that guy roaming around.
Mhm.
I want to put us here.
Okay.
That's where I'll ferry everybody.
So, doing your best to stay out of sight, battered and injured, you fly one at a time, getting everybody off the roof, out away from the castle. It's shrinking from view. A bad memory and a bargain struck. You make your way down here. Is there a particular location you're trying to make your way to after this?
Southeast, I guess. Right, everyone?
Out of that corner again.
Well, that's the indicated area where we're gonna get out of here.
Well, if we go south, there's that giant. That's the issue.
Hey, Killy, we came in here, right?
Yep.
Top left, yeah.
You were told that there was a way up by Madgoth over in the northeast and a way down in the southwest. Or excuse me, there's a way down in the southeast. There's a way up to a new area in the northwest, as told by Madgoth.
Um, I'm gonna make a plea to the party, and it's up to you guys what you want to do, but I sincerely think that we should maybe move up into less dangerous areas for the time being. Um, but it is up to you guys what you want to do. Also, by the way, Kay has only 1 hit point left, so I will hit him with one of these.
You want to head back to that spot where we took a rest previously, west of here?
That probably wouldn't be a horrible idea, and then we could maybe recoup and figure out where to go from here. I mean, Julie, what's the point of having all the things, killing all the things and taking their stuff if you can't sell it?
Good point. See, the trick is how do we get back there now because we have to pass the giant.
Well, I'm actually going to walk by and not try to bother the giant whatsoever. I'm not be stealthy, but not not look like I'm paying the giant any mind whatsoever, and hope to God he doesn't crush me because Mad God said they really won't notice us, or unless
He
we do anything.
he as you kind of get close, it looks like he's frantically searching around the area looking for something. So if you're all going to simply try to pass by, I would need everyone to roll a stealth check, but they can make those with advantage.
Okay. Oh Jesus, that's a wrong thing. That's what I need. Stealth.
Treverin, you are briefly noticed, but you duck behind cover. He looks around for a minute, and then goes back to searching.
Okay.
All right, Julie will take the lead since he's probably the
The only one that's
least,
not on death's
the
door.
only one that's not on death's door. Yeah, and we're just gonna head back to here.
I'll remind you that there is a crystal throne there.
No,
Over.
not here.
I think
Over
we,
here.
I think we, yeah, slept over there.
You guys originally slept over here, yes. You guys basically making your way over there and trying to take a long rest?
That's the plan.
I don't have a choice.
Who am I missing?
The goblin.
Where are we? No, Goblin's here.
No, he's there.
Oh,
No, I'm not seeing anybody. Okay. So, a couple of things before we call it a night. All of you hear, as you begin to try to settle down, the familiar voice ringing in your head of Hallister Blackcloak. Yes, as I said, are overrated. Only a fool deigns to play the host, just as only a fool dares to enter the Lord's sanctum of power. Our contestants tonight were hardly the first to find themselves facing Madgoth. Madgoth, whose kills are innumerable, whose hunger can never be satisfied. They were hardly the first, but are surely one of the first to leave the castle alive. How often now have they danced away from the brink of death? How many more times can they prevail in the face of adversity? Find out next week on Dungeon of the Mad Mage as these poor fools plod through squalor and muck further and further down. As our show for tonight comes to a close, we'd like to take the time to remind you a word from our sponsors. Need to get away for a bit? Need some excitement in your life? Rage Tide Cruises are offering a sweepstakes giveaway for a limited time only. Sign up and win your free cruise across the flaming seas of the Plane of Fire. Treat yourself. And as the scene comes to a close, you hear a brief moment pass before the Mad Mage responds. Yeah, that guy's been trying to get me into that castle for years. Thinks I don't know what he does with other wizards. Sheesh. Some folks, right? The second thing that happens is while you were leaving the castle, that helmet of yours that you stole from him disintegrates into dust as you leave the castle.
fine.
Finally, I need to know who's keeping watch.
Julie will keep first watch.
And I will say, for you guys that are keeping an eye on me at all, I am a broken man. Like it looks like I woke up from the middle of a nightmare. I'm like just emptied. Like my eyes are wide. I just came out of some shit. Like my guy is just silent as can be, hood up, just looking at the ground, just following you guys.
So you're sulking.
Not necessarily.
Not knowing anything really backstory-wise about Kay's character, I'm going to say I guess that's what happens when you get swallowed by an octobus.
Just where did that tentacle touch you?
Okay, who's keeping watch at what hours?
Julie will take first watch.
Okay, who's taking second?
I would hope it would be our goblin friend.
He'll volunteer. Trevor, you take keeping third and fourth.
Yeah.
Okay. One other thing that happens. While you are in the midst of keeping watch, Daz is about to go to sleep. Trevor and you come back awake from your rest.
All right, so hold
You
on.
s-
Let me store all my stuff. Go ahead. Continue.
Trevor and you see a hooded figure, about a couple inches smaller than you, approach from beneath the darkness, and he is holding a basket that contains several vials. And he says, "If you don't mind, you're probably going to want to wake your friends up and have them drink this."
What is it?
It's the antidote for the poison that they were fed.
I figured as much. All right. How can I trust you that you're giving me the right antidote?
He pulls back his hood as he says, "Now when have I ever steered you wrong?" And you see the familiar face of Kentaurus.
I said, thought I recognized that voice, and I pull out the dossier for Kent, and I hand it to him and said, by the way, this was in there as well. Figured you'd probably want it back.
I appreciate the assistance. You see him take it in his hands, and it just incinerates into flames.
And I bow and take the antidotes, and I'm assuming he's going to disappear before I wake anyone. And then
Probably.
I will slowly wake up each one, saying, hey, sorry to bother you guys, but I believe that food was either poison or the wine was poison y'all drank, so here's the antidote. Don't ask where I got it, just trust me.
No, I trust you. Not pop it.
Okay.
Same here.
Okay, I'm down it.
Yeah, Julie
Okay.
will take it.
Being passed along these vials, not told what it is, you simply drink it. You feel better.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what the hell did I just do?
Aside from all of that, you guys do gain the benefits of a long rest.
Okay, then.
And that'll be it for the night.
Fun
Alright.
stuff.
Is the all right? So the charges on the sword refresh at dawn. Should I roll to refresh